Hello everybody, and welcome to Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I'm just going to let the prologue play as I sort of describe this game. This is a unique Zelda game. It's unique for several reasons. First off, I think it's the only one that actually has a level up system. It's also the only one that actually has, for the most part, a side view combat sequence for a game in the Zelda franchise, because, well, as far as I know, they're all top view for the most part. I mean, I can't remember any one other than this one that isn't top view. Anyway, I already got a game started, so let's get started. The first thing I would highly suggest doing is getting the magic container from down south. Now then, there are several monsters here, and without the candle you won't be able to see things in the dark. That being said, always watch for these moving tick marks wherever the monsters are. That's pretty much the only way you can actually find things without the candle. If you hear that noise, some enemies will drop items. Unfortunately, you can't really get them if they get caught in the middle of one of those places. If it's any sort of crevice like that, mostly because you gotta hit it with the sword to actually get it. Now then, there is a points bag in that long patch of trees to the north, but I personally wouldn't recommend getting it. The main reason why is that I, for the most part, actually use the level ups to heal myself, which makes the game run much smoother, for the most part. I mean, I will of course go to town sometimes, but for the most part I'll be using level ups for that. Anyway, talk to this lady, go into the house, and go to the right. I'm planning on dealing with Death Mountain in this part. I'm probably getting to the next town afterwards. Okay, talk to this man, get the shield spell, which is arguably the second most useful spell in the game, right behind the life spell, which I'll be getting in this episode, and go to the left and go out of town. Alright, now go to this cave up here, go in, and jump. If you got your sword beam, make sure you deal with this enemy before you continue. Again, watch for the tick marks on the ground. And yes, I know there's a heart container to the bottom right corner, but I'm just going to deal with the palace first. Okay. The first level. You'll be running into some of these popping things. Thankfully they only take one hit and they're actually hurt by your sword beam. Some things, especially the ones that give, I believe most of them give things like skeletons, and the knights are actually bounced back by the sword beam. That being said, it may actually be better not to have the sword beam when dealing with them, because the sword beam will bounce them back slightly, meaning that they might just get out of your reach. It's just a bit problematic if you got full health. Yeah, watch the elevator, it'll constantly pop up that much. Which can be a problem, seeing as these most of these things coming at you in the hallway is just going to be right under that. Right under your sword if you decide to get on the elevator and swing it. That being said, be very careful about the elevator. Dealing with skeletons isn't really that hard. You just walk up and sit down and attack them constantly. Make sure you continue to walk up and sit down to attack them. It's here. And what I always suggest going down first to deal with the iron knuckle if you got enough health. Very simple strategy, really. You just watch for the sword from their back. Wherever it's coming from in their back is where it's going to come out at the front. That being said, just make sure you position your shield accurately and they shouldn't be much of a problem. Thankfully, they don't actually run up into you, which could be a problem if some of them do decide to do that. Most of them don't, though. I would always suggest killing one iron knuckle before ever getting another one on screen, seeing as yes, there are some areas where you can fight two of them at once, but I really wouldn't advise it, seeing as that they could both attack in different places at the same time. Okay, that should just be enough to get 500 for this level. There's also a ferry to the right of this elevator if you don't already have one. Okay, make sure you got the 2 keys. Hopefully you can kill this blob. And yeah, I'll get to talking about the skulls a bit later. And just keep it going to the left, go through this elevator, and thankfully, these skulls actually bounce around your actual border of the screen. That being said, you can wait most of them out, and they shouldn't be much of a problem. However, it is the faster ones like this. Now then, if you do get one into an attacking position, I would highly suggest just sticking with it and killing it, because seriously, you don't want these things falling. Granted, it takes about 50 hits to kill them, but they get 50 points, so this is an easy way to grind as long as you keep hitting your attack button. I'm going to try not killing that many of them, only the faster ones that may be a problem. Anyway, could be another punch bag. Okay, now then I would highly suggest using the shield spell. I did not mean to do that, but that's okay. As I said, the sword beam might get in the way. Because again, bigger things like these, I don't know, I'm gonna call them wolves, bears, or something, get bounced back whenever the sword beam hits them. Okay, 50. Alright, get the candle. I guess you could go through the game without it, but I would highly suggest getting it, seeing as you're going to be running into a lot of caves, especially when it comes to Death Mountain. I've tried doing it without a candle before, but oh boy, it's hard. Watch these blobs, they have a horrible tendency of jumping at the wrong time. Again, if you can get them in an area where you can attack them, it shouldn't be much of a... Oh yeah. Especially if they're set up where they would go into an elevator shaft like that one's doing right there. Hopefully they do not get stuck in there, because seriously, they can deal a lot of damage to your health and magic if they do. Yep, that's what I was talking about. Hopefully I can just, there we go. Yeah, I hate those blobs. Those blobs actually deal a whole hit point worth of damage, which that ain't good. Good thing I saved that fairy though. Okay. Get the fairy if necessary and go down. I'm going to be level 3 attack already, aren't I? I don't think I mentioned this, but whenever you open the doors, make sure nothing can hit you, because yes, it will pause you and you will still take damage. Once you hit the maximum, you're going to have to make a selection. Wow, boy, that's going to be a level 4 attack then, because you get it one every time you beat a level. Pretty much the basic tactic for this guy is run up to him and sit and attack at his ears. I really wouldn't recommend standing and attacking, seeing as you're going to overshoot him if you do. Which, since running into things does damage, yeah, well, it's not exactly good. Okay, so I'm gonna get a level 4 attack apparently, because they get healed magic and life. Okay, level 4 attack. Well, not bad. Now then, generally the blobs are going to give you a weaker version of what the spiders do. I should also mention that glitch. Now then, in a set area like that area with bubbles, you can actually make one of these cutouts run into you at the exact same area, and you're going to have to deal with the cutouts area instead of the set area, which may potentially be easier in the long run, especially in instant death areas like this. Okay. I would highly suggest killing this boomerang thing before you go getting the heart, seeing as, yes, it'll actually hurt you if you're holding up an item. But interestingly enough, the shield will still activate even if you are holding up an item or opening the door, so you could potentially protect yourself as long as your shield's angled properly when it comes to things that can be blocked. But I really wouldn't recommend it. let's see here. 5 magic, 5 life. And the shield spell. Yep, that sounds right. Now then, before I forget to mention it, as I said, there is a points bag in this long patch of trees, as long as you don't run into one of those cutouts. Some people grab this one right off. I personally just wait. Again, these spiders will give you harder versions of bloody blobs as well. Looks like I'm gonna have to level up one of these lower things. I guess I could save my level up for later, but getting 2,000 is going to be a bit of a difficulty. Especially this early in the game. And just in case anyone was wondering, the shield actually activates depending on whether you're holding the down button or not. That being said, if anyone was wondering why I was hitting them while actually deflecting their boomerangs, it's because I was attacking and then holding down the down button as soon as they start throwing. That's the only reason why it looked like I was standing when attacking them. It just got timed right. Anyway, I talked to the lady in this house after getting the trophy. Again, you don't have to deal with the dialogue and go do your right. Alright. Talk to this man and he'll give you the jump spell. Make sure you get this, and I would highly recommend the shield, but I don't think you actually need it. Make sure you get the magic potion though. You will need that for the last spell, which unfortunately you can't really get unless you have all the magic potions. Of course, that's pretty much the final area of the game, but that's just something to note. You can't get the last spell without having all your magic potions. That being said, well, magic containers. That being said, be careful about that. 300 should be able to make it. Things won't actually attack until they're on the screen, and thankfully these brown aqua rocks, unless they're moving, will only attack will only attack when they're jumping, so standing is probably going to be the best way you can deal with them. I also should mention that with these blue things, they'll come charging at you as soon as you land on the same floor as they are. That being said, be very careful about that. I ran into that one, didn't I? Ah, well. Okay, now then, just use the jump spell and jump up. And over this area and go to the right. There's a fairy to the right if you need it. Which I don't think I do right now. Okay, now then, let's go to this area and go up to, and then just constantly go to the left to find this house. He tells you his name's Bagoo, and apparently gives you some sort of weather that you can't actually see in game, so... Oh yes, this place. I would highly suggest using the shield spell here, because seriously, these things can massacre you if there's too many of them. Pretty much, I would highly suggest just setting the instant one of them appears on screen. Main reason being because, well, dealing with them isn't exactly a good idea. Now then, before I actually get too far, I better get this spell. Alright, find the mirror under the table right there. And go over and talk to this lady that comes out of the house. I should also mention at this point, once you get to this town, all the rest of them from this town afterwards, you do run into some of the normal town folk may turn into bats if you talk to them, which, well, fighting them when you're in town isn't exactly advised, seeing as bats may swoop down at you, and you might be close enough so that they register a hit the instant you talk to them. That being said, unless they're set ones like this woman here, don't bother talking to them. Anyway, I would highly just suggest using the life spell, and yeah, that is another very useful, I guess, exploit. Pretty much when your magic's going up and it's not actually all the way up, if you've got a full magic potion, it'll just keep going up and restore most of it. It may sometimes just restore some of it, but it's going to be slightly more than what it would have before the spell was cast. Anyway, I might as well get that since I don't think I'll be going to this town again after this. There's a points bag right in this area that I just got. I really don't like leveling up. It's just too bad I got so many attack levels ups. I really am not used to that. Ah well, to Death Mountain we go. Which again, I'll only end this episode after dealing with Death Mountain. Anyway, make sure you don't walk off the edge of the water there and go in and talk to this guy. If you talk to Bagoo, he'll help you cross. And he'll build a bridge for you. So just go through and on to Death Mountain. I would highly suggest just waiting until the blobs jump before you actually deal with them. I should be able to get 700 before anything too important runs up. I hope I do, seeing as some of these things are very, very dangerous. Again, having less health is going to be less than your maximum health is going to be fairly important later on. Thing is, most of these enemies won't be affected by your sword beam. Okay. Just wait until the Octo Rock fires before you go trying to jump. Otherwise, the fireball may hit you, because they'll just quick turn and jump and throw a fireball at you. Again, watch out for the bat sweeping. swooping, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you can time the sword beam right. Alright. One of these guys. I hate these guys. Thankfully I got a high attack level, much higher than I'm used to, so it should take less hits, but the jump spell is a very useful thing here, seeing as you probably don't want to deal with this red thing. And if you do, I would highly suggest trying to jump over the axes. Now be very careful about fighting these things, as they can actually throw two axes at one right after the other like that. Which can be a bit problematic if you're too close. The jump spell is highly recommended. Again, I use that exploit I was talking about and try getting as much MP as possible. Because seriously, you'll be wanting MP, especially for the shield spell later. That was close. I'm pretty sure bats respawn. So just sort of watch for things up above. Yeah, magic, not too bad. Nope. Oh well. Sometimes they can jump up onto the next floor. If you time it correctly, you should be able to hit these things without actually taking damage. Again, use the exploit. I mean, seriously, that's one of the most useful there is. Okay, what's my next level up? Magic, isn't it? Thankfully, you won't run into any of those throwing hatchet men in this area. And you should be able to get a magic container here. Okay, there we go. That works. Probably should have done that better, but oh well. Anyway, go down here. Use the shield spell. It's highly recommended. I should also mention that spells only work for as long as you're on the screen they're cast on. Okay, that's good. Again, I'm trying to do that thing I mentioned, but it sure isn't working out the way I expected. Again, I'm not used to having such high attack levels in the beginning. Boy, I just keep going through that, don't I? Okay. Again, the shield spell is recommended. Luckily, because of this thing. And just watch for attacks. Okay. Jump. Jump. Wait for this blue thing to jump off before you continue. Thankfully you don't run into any of those throwing hatchets in here, which makes it much easier. Now then, I guess you could cast a jump spell and try to jump your way through, but through the next part of it, but I personally like killing the things, because, well, gee, the fact you can't defend against these things without the reflex spell really doesn't help, seeing as you get much later. I would highly suggest not dealing with it under the background, seeing as the axe sort of blends in, which could be a problem. Anyway, get the hammer. Again, wait for this blue thing to jump off before you continue too much further. Now then, hopefully you'll have enough magic to cast a jump spell, because the next part is can be a bit difficult if you don't. But thankfully you'll probably get enough magic after you get the magic container from that rock right next to this area. Again, watch out for these fire breaks. Okay. Drop down and get the next magic container. I really wouldn't recommend training around here, seeing as a lot of the things are pretty difficult. Again, these standing ones only attack when they jump, so standing's the best way to deal with them. Again, jump as recommended right here. Okay, this cave, go through. Now let's see here, I'm pretty sure it's the next one that has one of those hatchets in it. Try getting as much magic as possible, and hopefully you won't run into I would suggest just trying to jump over this guy if possible, because seriously, dealing with them when they're under the protection of the bubbles isn't a good idea. Okay, now I would highly suggest avoiding the graveyard. These places are very dangerous, and these things are just going to surround you if you get caught in the graveyard. That being said, what are those things? Mullahs, I think that's the word for them. Anyway, I'm just going to heal up and end this episode. Which, you know, the best way to actually heal is to find the magic lady, seeing as you now have the life spell. Oh, well, I better do that before I forget. seeing as it's very useful. There's the jump spell, jump up here, go in. And unlike the old men that teach you the spells, you actually have to talk to this guy, not just walk up to him. And this guy tells you about what I call the downstab attack, which can be extremely useful for many enemies. Unfortunately, if you get stuck on one of those iron knuckles, it's a bit difficult, but well. Anyway, I am going to end this episode here. That being said, I hope you're enjoying this, I guess series now. So, everybody have a good day.